Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. Again, thank you guys for your support over on Patreon. Couldn't do it without you as we take a look at Livingston, Texas. It's been a nightmare in some areas with the flooding going on. As you can see, many houses are underwater. A lot of them are going to be ruined.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, really hard to watch, hard to look at, but I encourage people to sit down and send these folks some energy.
Absolutely, and we did want to also go over something we had talked about earlier. I95 in Norwalk. Again, this is the busiest stretch of road in the whole country as far as highways go. It's going to be closed for several days following a fuel tanker fire this morning and the subsequent loss of structural integrity to the bridge involved. Traffic on alternate routes, including the Merritt Parkway and all the way up to I-84, is being affected. Again, this makes me feel that we are very, very close to a dramatic escalation in that conflict that really truly is already of a global nature. As the guides had given us basically about another month or so on the timeline we were on back in December 22, where this would manifest into direct conflict between the U.S., Russia, China. And we have this, multiple sources now talking about Russian troops entering an airbase in Niger that's hosting U.S. troops. Senior U.S. defense official told Reuters, a move that follows a decision by Niger's junta to expel U.S. forces from the country. And as we were putting this video together, I've been seeing one source after another reporting on this situation. There's a lot of troops there, and on both sides, they're carrying arms. This is not a good situation. This could easily just fall apart into a direct conflict.
Well, I mean, it just feels so horrible. So we have Russian troops entering an airbase in Niger that is hosting U.S. troops. And the whole point of this is to expel the U.S. forces from the country. So, I mean, I look at this and I see an automatic, I don't know that they're going to just pack up and go. Or are they going to be nice to them? Are they going to shoot them? Are they going to have conflict? I mean, no one is really talking about the little details that go on with something like this. I mean, it doesn't sound like anything very official. So if you're in the military and somebody comes up to you and says, "Get out of here. You're not going to be here anymore." And you haven't heard anything different, what are you going to do? Are you going to push back? Are you going to stand your ground? I just don't know. I mean, this feels like, yes, it could escalate into something.
Yeah, this is developing, so we'll keep an eye on this one. As everything is changing. Everything is rapidly changing. And I do think, unfortunately, it looks like all the signs are there that we are going to go into an expanded conflict very shortly. So, again, many sources are talking about this. This really could be a tense situation. And I do think, yes, accidents happen when you look at this, but I-95, the busiest junction in the country, is going to be shut down for a bit. It's, again, not the only one that we've seen things happening to as far as major highways with train derailments. And it's just been one thing after another. It's been a consistent buildup. Now, I meant to speak about this yesterday, and since I saw this yesterday, more sources have been talking about what looks to be a Chinese FL-71 drone. Now, this is a more advanced drone. There's not a lot of information on the web on this, but this has been spotted over in the Florida Panhandle. Right by the air base over there. Now, there's a lot of air activity there all the time. And, you know, if this is really truly a Chinese drone by that U.S. airbase, we're getting really close. We are getting really, really close again to the breakout of direct conflict. And here, let's play this one.
Yes, I can. It's a public beach, dude. It's a public beach!
I understand it's public beach. I can't stop you. Now I have to explain it to my boss.
What, that I'm taking a video? Okay. Hey, what's up? Okay. Yes, I can. It's a public beach, dude.
These two feel military or military contractor-ish. And it looks to be some sort of torpedo-like object. One person had brought up what would be basically a piece of military equipment that the military just got like $50 million to develop to search out mines being laid. Now, if there's mines being laid directly off the U.S. coast, that's not good.
No, this is definitely not good. You know, I mean, they don't seem to be really super defensive, but they are asking people, you know, just don't point your camera here. So there's obviously some type of hiding something going on.
Yeah. And we were trying to decipher where this is. I think it's California. It
Could be.
It looks more like California than it does, say, like Florida. Yeah, with the houses there. It feels more like California. I don't know if you guys recognize the police uniforms or anything, or if that is police or just security. But yeah, I think this is California. Yeah, very interesting. Turkey halts all trade with Israel, so that's a big escalation over there. Iran's axis of resistance claims a new front as you have a militia based in the Arab nation of Bahrain that has claimed its first ever attack on Israel, marking what would be a fifth front opened by forces of the Iran-aligned Axis of Resistance Coalition in support of Gaza. Meanwhile, we do have some things which are looking positive, like this. There's 49 U.S. senators demanding Biden withdraw support for the International Health Regulations Amendment and pandemic treaty negotiations, which would constitute intolerable infringements upon U.S. sovereignty. So, you know, here's 49 senators bringing this up. Of course, Biden will never go against his masters, as no president has the authority to go against their masters. If they do, you know, then they might end up like Kennedy again. And then this is that bill, H.R. 6090, that the House of Representatives just passed. So it's going to make all these things illegal if approved by the Senate, calling for aiding or justifying the killing or harming of Jews in the name of a radical ideology or an extremist view of religion, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as especially but not exclusively the myth about a Jewish world conspiracy or Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions. And, you know, it goes on, again, denying the Holocaust, all those things, or holding all Jews collectively responsible for the actions of the state of Israel. You know, I don't know about you, but personally, I think the arrest of Netanyahu would be a good place to start. And then, you know, let's see where we could go from there.
I mean, of course you wouldn't blame the Jewish people any more than you would blame any other state's people for the actions of the government. You know, Micah is right. We need to hold the one in the government accountable, not the people.
Yeah, obviously. He was, you know, again, with him, it seems like he's the only one that is taking orders directly from the real hierarchy, the dark draconian control system, and it's him directly. He has as much darkness around him as any other entity on the planet.
He's pretty bad. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to put a human face on Satan, there you go. Which just means adversary. Meanwhile, you have CEO Larry Fink. Now, you could say those things, but the reality is the numbers. Again, we're talking about a people that's less than 0.2% of the population of the planet. And yet, when you look at the percentage that are in control of, let's just say, the Fortune 500 companies, it's a huge percent. How about, in control of the media? It's a huge percent. And political lobbying, it's a huge percent. So, it's okay to, again, say it's not a group, whatever that group is. At the same time, when this small group has more power than apparently any other group, small or large, it just lends an idea as to why people could think along those lines. But what I do think is the case is the system hides within. It hides within anything that it can utilize to its advantage.
Well, it does, and it has the upper hand. And until, we take our power back, it's going to continue to have the upper hand.
Oh, and so I was going to bring up somebody different in this morning's video. But again, what Larry Fink is saying, he's saying, in developed countries, the big winners are those with shrinking populations. Well, globally, populations are shrinking at this point. If they do trigger WW3, it's going to shrink a lot quicker. Those countries rapidly develop robotics, AI, to transform productivity, elevate living standards, substitute humans for machines, or machines for humans. And, again, this is what they've been saying. This is what Noval Harari has said, too. He has said, we have 8 billion humans. Why do we need so many humans? We don't. We don't need that many at all. Maybe they need 500 million to 1 billion is really all that they need. So again, useless eaters, that's how they view humans. But in reality, the world would be so much better without these controllers. So, people like Larry Fink and Yuval Harari, and again, the WEF in general, all these control systems, they really are the only problem on the planet. We could get by if they were not in place. And here you have Italy banning fake lab-grown meat. Florida did it as well. More and more are doing it. There's more pushback. So this is great. More pushback. And you see this little fact check here. Scientists confirm link between and the plague upon the land. Yeah, cure. Of course, we all know it. They keep denying it, but we all know it. And yet they're still there. They're out there. They're this ugly draconian system promoter. Yes, it is right out there, and this we all know what this person has done. How could this being be free? How? It's just, truly an atrocity. And he says, the issue of food systems and climate change, a lot of farmers aren't going to be able to grow their crops. It's such a tragedy. Yeah, again, it's them utilizing our own taxpayer dollars to sabotage us so that we have to have no choice but to eat the fake stuff that's going to be shortening our lives and making us more docile and feeble. And this is exactly their plan. So how could they be walking free? That's really the question. I mean, he giggles all the time over demonic statements. And, that little sign that was once up, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for Population Control, that could not be more accurate. It's totally accurate. It's totally accurate. And yet, there he is. There it is, really. And by the way, we've had a little bit of a unexpected geomagnetic storm going on, G3 level. So if you felt just a little bit different today, a little bit off, this could definitely be why. And this is upgrading human DNA. So when we see these things, I personally think these are very good signs.
Definitely. When I look at this and I ask, well, what are we going to be upgrading now? This is going to be upgrading to higher self. This is going to be upgrading and strengthening your crown chakra. So definitely, please drink lots of water, get plenty of rest.
What is this? Is this the Wicked Witch of the West up there?
It sure looks like her, not that there's anything wrong with being a witch, but it has a really weird feel to it. I don't know. I can't quite pinpoint it. It's not a good feel, but I feel something to it. So I don't know. It feels like a creature or something kind of weird.
Well, this has been sighted all across Turkey, 5 different locations. No explanation. Balloon was ruled out. Is it the Wicked Witch of the West? Is it, the sickle maker up on his broom? I don't know. It might even be Gil Bates up there. It's definitely a dark figure. Has a dark vibe. And, I just had to share this with you guys. Well, that seagull's got a little bit of a sadistic sense of humor, but certainly you can't deny he's laughing, or she is.
That's what I saw. I saw some pretty good laughter there.
He thought that was hilarious, and his partner didn't like it at all, one bit. Well, thank you guys, as always, for your support. We couldn't do it without you guys. Look forward to your comments. Stay prepared. Much love. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.